Lance Barber, the talented actor known for his portrayal of George Cooper Sr. in Young Sheldon, recently stirred the pot with some statements about one of the show's most beloved characters. In an interview, Barber commented on the character of Sheldon Cooper, specifically claiming that Sheldon's eccentric behavior was not as extreme as fans believed, and that his actions were often just misunderstood. While Barber's perspective is no doubt informed by his experience on set and his deep connection to his role as George, there are a few key issues with his take on the character of Sheldon, particularly as it has been developed in Young Sheldon. Here's why, despite Barber's authority and perspective as an actor, his take on Sheldon may not quite hit the mark. First, it's essential to acknowledge that Young Sheldon isn't merely an extension of Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. It's a nuanced exploration of his younger years. This version of Sheldon is complex, not only because of his genius-level intellect, but also because of his emotional and social development. The portrayal of Sheldon's eccentricities in the show reflects his struggles with growing up in an environment that doesn't fully understand his unique needs. While it's easy to dismiss his quirks as mere misunderstandings, the truth is that they are indicative of a deeper neurological framework that shapes his interactions with the world around him. Sheldon Cooper's eccentricities in Young Sheldon often feel exaggerated because they're more than just socially awkward behavior. They are symptoms of a mind that operates far outside the norm. While Barber's statements suggest that Sheldon's actions are often misunderstood, there's a danger in downplaying the very real challenges that Sheldon faces as someone likely on the autism spectrum. In fact, the portrayal of Sheldon's struggles with communication, emotional regulation, and social cues is grounded in an understanding of neurodiversity. Dismissing these aspects as mere misunderstandings could risk minimizing the show's portrayal of the real-life difficulties many people with similar conditions experience. One of the most compelling aspects of Young Sheldon is its approach to Sheldon's family dynamic. His mother, Mary Cooper, and his siblings, Georgie and Missy, all have their own unique ways of responding to Sheldon's behavior. While they may misunderstand him at times, there's always a sense of love and frustration intermingled with their reactions. These interactions reflect the reality of having a family member who doesn't fit the traditional mold, and the character's efforts to understand and support Sheldon are both heartwarming and enlightening. Barber's comments might undercut the significance of this dynamic, suggesting that the character's frustrations with Sheldon are more a result of their inability to get him, rather than a legitimate struggle with his unconventional needs. The relationship between Sheldon and his father, George Sr., is especially poignant in Young Sheldon. George is depicted as a well-meaning but somewhat overwhelmed father who doesn't always know how to handle his son's intelligence and behavioral quirks. While Barber's portrayal of George is one of great warmth, his recent comments may inadvertently undermine the essence of this father-son relationship. Sheldon's eccentricities push George's limits in ways that are both humorous and emotional, and these moments often form the heart of the show. By claiming that Sheldon is often just misunderstood, Barber could be overlooking the fact that George's frustrations with Sheldon stem from the real challenges of being a parent to a child who defies conventional expectations. The love between them is apparent, but it is also a complex and sometimes strained relationship, and that tension is what makes their interactions so compelling to watch. Additionally, Young Sheldon does not simply depict Sheldon as a quirky genius who is just a bit misunderstood. It digs deep into the reality of his genius and his isolation. Sheldon's experiences in school, for instance, show him struggling with a complete lack of intellectual peers. His interactions with other students and teachers often highlight the extent to which his intellectual abilities alienate him from those around him. The show doesn't downplay these aspects. Rather, it uses them to show just how difficult Sheldon's world can be. Barber's comments, by suggesting that Sheldon's eccentricities are exaggerated or simply misunderstood, could undermine the richness of this portrayal. Sheldon isn't just a socially awkward kid. He's someone whose intellectual capabilities create a profound divide between him and the people in his life. And that divide is both painful and enlightening. Moreover, young Sheldon is a show about growth. In the earlier seasons, Sheldon's behavior is sometimes portrayed as over the top, but this is in part a reflection of his